Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net. Thanks again for watching. This is your look ahead video updated on Tuesday the 11th of November. Now, we got some wet weather to come during the course of this week, and we're also focusing on the idea of some cooler weather getting in during next week, although we're stressed again, it doesn't look like the depths of winter stuff, but certainly it's a first hit of winter. Let's just take a look at what happens later on this week with rainfall. These are the charts from Weather Online. It's the new quarter degree GFS charts, and this is rainfall, and the time of the prediction is up in the left hand corner there. Notice what happens as I just run this forecast forward. That's Thursday's rain out in the west, and you notice there that that passes its way eastwards and also northwards through the country during Thursday. Brings some reasonable totals. We're looking at 10 to 15 mil across some northern places. But now watch what happens into the early hours of Friday morning. You see this big area of rain developing out towards the west here. Watch also the rain down towards the south, because as I move the sequence onwards, you see there those two areas of rain combining, becoming heavier, and we're looking at some significant totals of rain here during the course of Friday. It'll be a wet and a dark day on Friday. Some localised flooding is possible, and it isn't really until the early hours of Saturday morning that the rain clears from the south. But then you notice during Saturday itself, look, it hangs around across Scotland, so it's looking as if through Scotland we've got flooding coming during Friday and into Saturday, with yet more rain, look, through the course of Sunday across Scotland. So some real significant rainfall totals on the way, and you can't also have failed to have noticed that down in the southwest here we get rain after rain after rain, and although it's not going to be to the totals I don't think that we'll see in Scotland because of the amount of rain that's fallen down here recently, any rain that falls on top is just going to add to it, and I think eventually we are going to be seeing some localised flooding down to the southwest as well. Of course, we'll keep you updated right the way throughout here at weatherweb.net. So what's going on? Well, this is the upper air. These are the 500 millibars from weatheronline.co.uk. Again, you see this lower than normal height out towards the west of Ireland. We've got deep trough in here, and the jet stream at the moment is pushed southwards. The jet is coming through, if I can just show it you, the jet is coming through here at the present time. So that's the jet stream. You see it pushed to the south of the country. There is another branch of the jet up here, so we're in between the two, and this feature, this low in the height, acting to split that jet, whilst out in the east here we've got higher than normal height, and you can see there the effect of this. This is basically, oh sorry, I've done that again, haven't I? This is basically the jet blowing through here, pumping warm air northwards in here, and it builds the height in here. So what happens? Let's just follow the sequence through. So here we go, look, another trough getting into the south of Greenland through Wednesday. That one then comes into the west of Ireland again, becomes slow moving once again, look, and remains in situ through Thursday and into Friday as well. And what it does through Friday is it's pumping warm air northwards here. This is what's injecting itself into the rain bands, and it's that makes things heavier during the course of Friday. As well, look, out towards the east, the building ridge that's towards the east. Look, as we go through the next few days, how that trough is kind of just stuck there, and it drifts its way further southwards eventually. But notice how what it's doing is it's pumping up the warm air here, it's building the ridge up here towards the north. And what we've got to watch for is this ridge managing to get across, to build through here, this feature slipping off southwards, that ridge managing to block across here, which is what some of the models are trying to do. Put the low down here, so we've got a low here, we've got a high here, and then we get an east to northeasterly flow with this cutoff down here in the Med. Now, what the GFS tries to do is kind of go to that pattern of sorts, but then you notice it warms through that cold pool. It brings another one here, look, down towards the southwest. It loses the idea of the building heights up towards the north, and then basically what it tries to do is to pump another ridge back northwards across the UK, but it sets up a different pattern with an Omega High developing here. Look, the jet going through. That's what the GFS tries to do, but it's not in agreement with where other models are. That's the ECMWF, and I'm just going to zoom in on that for you. So that's the ECMWF, valid for the 21st. Did I mention that was my birthday? The 21st of November. And notice here, look, it's got the high heights and high pressure off towards the east. It's got a cold pool of such across the south of the country, so maintaining the more unsettled conditions there, but bringing this cooler easterly flow through the UK. Incidentally, look, interesting to note that it's developed that cut-off there towards the west of Madeira. And if we just go back to the 21st, that's from the GFS, and look, cold pool down here, close to Madeira. So, you know, the GFS and the ECMWF aren't a million miles away from each other, but they are in terms of this high, which the GFS just struggles to see. GEM looking like this. This is the Canadian. It makes far more of the build of the ridge, puts it up towards the north here, look, brings in this north to northeasterly flow. Got quite a significant low across Russia here. And again, if we then just look here, look, towards the north of Madeira, it's got a cut-off low there, a low there. So again, not a million miles away from where the GFS is going with that. And then the GFS ensemble, well, this one just looks different. This one tries to get a ridge in here of sorts. Tries to get a cut-off trough in here of sorts. It kind of sees a ridge up here, but isn't really seeing much, and brings the flow in as a southerly. So the ensemble actually is away from where the European is, where the Canadian is, and also from quite away from where the GFS operational is as well. So at the moment we're leaning into this idea of this east to northeasterly flow trying to get in during next week. Now the NAO, the CFS forecast from the NAO is looking like this today. This is the neutral line running through here. And you notice how, look, it dips into negative territory during the early part of the forecast period. Then it's bringing it back up to be nearer neutral around the middle of the month. So the CFS trying to get the westerly flow back. It sees that westerly flow coming back in. Does similar with the Arctic Oscillation. Takes it deeply into negative, look, and then brings it back to near neutral around about the 24th, 25th, which would bring it back into a mainly westerly flow across the Atlantic, which would bring us back into that pattern essentially, which is what the GFS ensemble is trying to show. So the CFS and the GFS ensemble at the moment, and that's the ensemble prediction for the 23rd. So they're at the moment, they are in agreement with each other, but it's not where the operational actually is. That's the GFS forecast for the 24th of November, and you can see here, look, this west to southwesterly flow coming across the Atlantic, which is why we go back into near neutral territory on the NAO. So today's not the clearest cut day in terms of where things are going. I'm still going to go, I think, with the idea that the ECMWF sees, which is that build of ridge up towards the north. I don't think that's going to last very long. I think it's going to break down, and I do think that we're going to get back into more of a west-southwesterly flow, but it may well be that we pick up the pattern where we find the jet going to the south of the country again, so probably doing something like that again. So puts the unsettled weather across more southern areas, with northern areas tending to stay on the dry side, and for temperatures to be nearer normal through the remainder of November. So I think that's where we're going to go at the moment. We'll see how things develop tomorrow. But once again, thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, or you can view all the latest videos through weatherweb.net. But for now, whatever you're doing, thanks again for watching. Keep the sun shining, and bye for now.